Have you ever imagined how a perfect family adventure could turn into a fight for survival in just a few minutes? On a peaceful summer morning, a family of three set out to explore one of the country's beautiful national forests. After hiking for a while, they stopped beside a fallen tree to rest. The father unfolded a trail map, while the mother shared water and snacks. Their son laughed as he watched squirrels running between the trees. It was a moment they wished could last forever. But then, something changed. The father noticed a thin column of gray smoke rising far beyond the trees. At first, it didn't seem dangerous. It could have been a campfire or something harmless. Within minutes, however, the smoke became darker, thicker, and much larger. A strange smell filled the air. The peaceful sounds of birds suddenly disappeared. The wind grew stronger. Then, through the trees, they saw it. Flames. A wildfire had started. Driven by powerful winds, the fire raced through the dry forest faster than anyone expected. Tree after tree began to ignite, and thick smoke quickly spread across the sky. The family realized they had almost no time to waste. Without hesitation, the father grabbed his son's hand and shouted for everyone to stay together. They turned around and began running along the trail, hoping it would lead them back to safety. But the fire was moving faster. Every gust of wind carried glowing embers through the forest, starting new fires in different places. The smoke became so thick that it was becoming difficult to see what was ahead. Soon they reached a split in the trail. One path disappeared into heavy smoke, the other led toward rocky ground. The father made a quick decision. The rocky trail offered fewer trees, and that could slow the fire's spread. It wasn't an easy path, but it gave them their best chance. They hurried forward, carefully climbing over loose rocks while staying close together. Every second mattered. The smoke became thicker with every step. Breathing grew harder. The father covered his son's nose and mouth with a clean cloth, while the mother stayed beside them, encouraging him to keep moving despite the fear. Then, without warning, a loud cracking sound echoed through the forest. A burning tree collapsed behind them, crashing across the trail they had just crossed. After what felt like hours, the sound of rushing water reached their ears. Hidden between the rocks was a narrow forest stream. With renewed hope, the family stepped carefully into the cool water and began following the stream deeper through the forest. Behind them, the wildfire continued to roar. Ahead of them, their fight for survival had only just begun. But the wildfire wasn't slowing down. Strong winds pushed thick smoke across the forest, turning daylight into an eerie orange glow. Every breath became more difficult, and every step demanded more strength. Soon, they reached a large fallen tree lying across the stream. It was their only way forward. The father crossed first, then carefully helped his son balance across the slippery trunk. The mother followed close behind, never taking her eyes off her family. The moment they reached the other side, the wind suddenly changed direction. A massive cloud of smoke rolled straight toward them. When visibility finally improved, they realized staying in the valley was becoming too dangerous. They needed higher ground. The father climbed first, reaching down to help his son. The mother followed with determination, refusing to give up despite her exhaustion. Finally, they reached the top. From the ridge, they looked back. What they saw was unforgettable. The peaceful forest they had explored only hours earlier was now covered by a massive wildfire stretching across the landscape. Thick smoke filled the horizon, while flames moved through the trees with incredible speed. For a moment, no one spoke, but there was no time to stand still. As they continued along the ridge, they discovered another problem. The trail ahead was blocked by burning trees. Their planned escape route had disappeared. The father searched the area carefully, refusing to panic. Then he noticed an open clearing with fewer trees. It wasn't completely safe, but it reduced the risk of being trapped by falling branches. The family moved quickly across the clearing. The smoke remained heavy, but for the first time, they could see farther into the distance. Standing above the trees was a tall forest ranger observation tower. Hope returned instantly. If they could reach the tower, someone might be able to help them. Without wasting another second, the family began running across the open meadow toward it. Those simple words gave everyone the strength to continue. As they approached the observation tower, someone finally noticed them. A forest ranger, wearing wildfire emergency gear, stepped outside and waved both arms. He had seen the family, The family finally had a chance to rest. Wrapped in emergency blankets, they sat outside the shelter, exhausted but grateful to be alive, where firefighters and rescue teams were already helping other survivors. For the first time since the nightmare began, the family knew they had survived the wildfire. But the story was not over yet. Then, the family looked up. High above the mountains, a large firefighting aircraft flew directly over the wildfire. Moments later, it released an enormous stream of water across the flames below. Slowly, the fire began to lose its strength. When authorities declared the area safe, a forest ranger guided the family along a secure trail through the forest. The landscape had changed. Some areas were blackened by fire. Others had already begun showing signs of recovery. As they walked quietly, they noticed something beautiful. A deer stepped carefully out from the trees. Reaching a scenic hill, the family stopped together and looked across the valley. The father placed a reassuring hand on his son's shoulder. The mother smiled with quiet relief. They had faced fear, they had stayed together, and because they never gave up. As the sun began to set, the family walked toward their vehicle. Before getting inside, they turned for one final look at the forest. Although parts of it had been damaged, hope remained. Recovery had already begun. Several days later, they returned to nature once again. This time, they enjoyed a peaceful picnic beside a beautiful mountain lake, surrounded by fresh green trees and clear blue skies. The experience had changed them forever. Sometimes, survival isn't about being the strongest. It's about staying calm, making smart decisions, and never leaving the people you love behind. If this family had one message for the world, it would be this: respect nature, stay prepared, and never lose hope, even in your darkest moments. Because even after the fiercest fire, a new beginning is always possible.